Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to review yet another found footage film, and it is 2013's Devil's Pass, also known as the Dyatlov Pass incident. And this film is interestingly directed by Rennie Harlan. Remember him? The director of Die Hard 2 and Cliffhanger. Did he do Highlander as well? I think he did Highlander, I might be wrong. But in his day, a pretty high-powered director. Wow. So, Devil's Pass. Again, this is one of those that has come up in my research of looking for found footage films. A lot of people recommended this, and I've heard a lot of people saying this is pretty decent found footage film. And this film basically focuses on a group of friends who want to, there's two filmmakers that want to make a documentary about the Dyatlov Pass incident, something that happened in the 50s in these hilltops in Russia, where this whole hiking crew went missing, and then they were found and mysteriously dead and all this kind of stuff. And this documentary filmmaker, she's always wanted to go there, she's always felt drawn to it, it's always been really interesting to her, the story, so they hire a load of people to go. There's her and her friend who's like the techie guy, camera guy, and they hire a sound girl, and then they hire these two experienced hikers basically as well to go with them. They head off into Russia. The first quarter of the movie is a little bit longer, is them getting there, meeting some locals, interviewing a couple of people, and then they finally get up to this place to investigate and try and find out what happened. And lo and behold, history kind of repeats itself, which won't be any surprise to you, as this is a horror movie. So what did I think of this film? Well, I'm somewhere in the middle with this film. There are aspects of it that I think are pretty good. I do think it's well directed. I think there's aspects of this film that do work. It looks great. The acting's fine throughout by everybody. A good idea. It's just unfortunate when the actual mystery of what actually happened is revealed. It just goes a bit bloody stupid. And a bit bonkers. It was almost like that found footage film I watched recently, that Evidence, that just at the end it just decided to just throw everything at screen and go mad. And this is a bit similar. The end reveal to me was just a bit bizarre and bonkers, and it just kind of spoilt it a little bit for me. I wanted a bit more, a kind of a bit of a simpler story, you know. But unfortunately there's too much wrong with this film to forgive it too much. There's just things like they're going on this expedition to Russia, and nobody can speak any Russian at all. She hires these two hikers, these expert hiker guys who they don't speak Russian. Surely you would, if you're going to hire someone, you would hire someone who could speak Russian to do this. Really, really silly things. And she takes these so-called experts, these hiking experts, and then just completely ignores them. Every time they give her any warnings, any advice, and she's just like, no, let's just carry on, no, let's just carry on. It's just full of really stupid decisions as well, this film. You know, there's things like, at one point they find like this hidden door hidden in the snow in the mountain. And it's locked from the outside to keep something in, rather than to keep something out, if you like. So you can go in it from the outside, but you can't get out. And by this point, some strange stuff has been going on, and she immediately wants to go in there. It just didn't make sense. There's a scene where one of them gets shot in the shoulder, and he gets asked the question, "Can you walk?" And he says, "No." Been shot in the shoulder, mate. You know. Grit your teeth, there's nasty things after you. There's another scene as well where again creepy things have been happening, and she can hear things, and she's like, "Can you hear that?" as she says, merrily walking towards the creepy sound. Huge plot holes that I can't talk about because it would get into spoiler territory with this film. But the end, the explanation they give at the end, I mean, you could literally drive 2 buses through some of the plot, some of the reveals they give you at the end. It is bizarre. I understand how they wanted to get the ending that they wanted, but how they went about it, it defied explanation, really. Just stupid and a bit weird, and I didn't buy it. It was just a bit odd. And there's, you know, it tries to mix it in with like the Philadelphia experiment as well. It goes down this other route near the end, and you're like, what you talking about? Oh yeah. So it just gets a bit weird, and there's a scene right at the end where I can't talk about that. It would be considered spoilers, really. But if you watch it, you'll just be like, why did you do that? You could have done anything or gone anywhere to a certain degree, and you did this. So yeah, there's too many dumb stuff in this film. There's too many convenient writing in it, plot lines. And they try and sell it as a found footage movie. Like at the beginning of the movie, there's like this news story about these missing hikers, the ones that who were in this film. A huge story, huge news story, and then they say all we could find at the scene was this footage that was filmed. What's happened to them? And then then the film starts, but it shows everything in this film. So is that the footage that they found? Because that explains everything. It's just there's too many plot holes with this film. However, like I said, there are some positives. It does build tension reasonably well. There are some reasonably creepy bits here and there. It's well made, like I say, well filmed, well directed. The acting's fine throughout. It just loses its way. I think it tries to do too much, this film, and I think it would have benefited from a simpler story. So there you go, guys. Yes, Devil's Pass. If you like found footage movies, you might like this one more than me. It's not bad, which is why I've given it a 6 out of 10, really. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I've got about another 4 or 5 to watch that I've got on my list. I'm going to try and do 1 or 2 a week until I get around to finally doing the list. But there's a few I really want to watch that have been recommended, so I'm going to give them a go before I do the list. So thanks for watching, everybody.